Okay, so let's work on the questions that we have on the board. Now, if you look at the first question here, it says if alpha and beta are the roots of the following equation, state the value of each of alpha plus beta and alpha beta for the following for those for A, B, C, D, E, and F. I think that there are 6 questions there. Okay. Now, one thing you should know that alpha and beta is just a symbol. You don't need to think too hard on it. It's just a symbol. It's like saying A and B. It's like saying X and Y. So it's just a symbol. So don't get confused with that. So alpha and beta, so they represent the roots of the following equation. Now, there is something you need to know, which is quadratic equations are usually or always, let me use that word, quadratic equations always come up in this form: ax squared plus bx plus c. Ax squared plus bx plus c. So these are how quadratic equations or quadratic expressions usually come out. Now, a here, this a is the coefficient of the x squared. That means is the number by the side of the x squared. So whenever you don't see a number there, it means there's a 1. Please pay attention to that. Whenever you don't see a number, it means there's a 1. So that a is called the coefficient of x squared. The a is the coefficient of x squared. Now, the b is the coefficient of x. And in case you don't see any number by that x, that means it's a 1. It's a 1. Please don't forget that. Then c is the constant. C is the constant. Yeah, so that's that. Now, let's now flow with the before that, let's still analyze. Let's see what alpha and beta, how we work with this. I remember I told you alpha and beta just represent symbols. Now, alpha and beta, whenever they are added, alpha plus beta, whenever they are added, it gives you minus b over a. Now, when you say minus b over a, this is the b. You can see the b there. And this is the a. You can see the a there. So when we say minus b, when you have an equation and they say the sum, please pay attention. So the sum of roots, that will give you minus or negative, we can use the word negative b, where b is the coefficient of x, over a, where a is the coefficient of x squared. Then the next is product of roots. Product of root means you are multiplying it as alpha beta or alpha times beta. Alpha beta or alpha times beta. So alpha times beta gives you c over a, where c, like we have said, is the constant, which is this c, and a is the coefficient of x. I hope you understand that. Now, so let's go to the questions and try to analyze the question. So we'll look at the first question. The first question, we have x squared minus x plus 1, x squared. They want us to get the, look at what they say, get the values of each of the alpha, that's the sum of the root and the product of root, which is alpha plus beta and alpha beta. So let's write that question down: x squared minus x plus 1. So let's come here, x squared minus x plus 1. Now remember that I told you that quadratic equation is always written in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. So if you look at this now, there's not a here is 1 because you don't have anything in front of x squared, meaning there's a 1 there. Then for b here will be minus 1, that's negative 1. So that negative 1 is, there's nothing in front of that x, so it's negative 1. And c here is a constant. C is 1. Okay, so let's look at the sum of roots. The sum of roots, when you say sum of root, that means alpha plus beta. Now, sum of root, I've told you, is minus b over, or negative b over a. And what's the negative? What's b? You have negative b is minus 1. That's negative of minus 1. Then all over, what is a? A is 1. All over a. That's a is 1. So if you solve this is simple arithmetic. If you solve this, minus 1 minus times minus 1 give you 1. 1 divided by 1 is 1. So the answer is 1. So the sum of the roots, which is alpha plus beta, is 1. Now let's look at the product of the roots. Now the product of the roots is alpha Product of root is alpha beta. Now alpha beta is C over A. C over A. And from what we've shown you here, C is 1 and A is 1. So since C is 1, remember that we told you that the sum of roots here, that the product of root is C over A. So don't forget that. So you should always know that. So since alpha beta is C over A, what would you have then? Then you have A. C is sorry, hold on, please. So C is 1. So we have 1. Sorry, let me put that down. So that's C is 1 over A is 1, which is 1. So the answer for the first question that we solved, the answer to the first one is 1, and the answer to the second one is 1. That's the sum of the product. The answer for the sum of the product, let's scroll to the question. Look at the question. It says, find the values for each, the sum. So the answer for A, the sum of the product is 1, and for B, the product of the sum of the product is 1. Please, sum of the roots rather is 1. I beg your pardon. The sum of the root is 1, and the product of the roots is 1. I repeat, the sum of the roots is 1, and the product of the root is 1. That's for A. Now, in the next video, we'll do that for B, and then we'll take it one after the other, one video at a time. We'll do that for B, C, D. I'll take them all to F. Thank you.